Welcome to the Natural History Cupboard. Come on in.
And welcome back to the best natural history podcast on the internet, the Natural History Cupboard, the place where the weird and wonderful parts of the natural world come together. It's the last time we can do the double fingers.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, last time for now.
Yeah. Do it subtly. Obviously, he doesn't
Yeah.
see you.
When he's not looking.
Yeah.
I can see if I can sneak it into his creature features.
Yeah.
Drew, how have you been?
I'm all right. How are you?
Very stressed today.
Yes.
But not so much technical issues as
Just life.
don't know. Yeah, it just happened.
Just life.
Yeah. So
Oh well.
Quick peek behind the curtains. I've had to rewrite all my news in the half hour before this.
I was watching them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They wouldn't let me sit down.
I didn't. Yeah. So yeah, bit of a atrocious start. What have you done natural history wise this week?
I haven't been out so much, but because we've got a new place, sort of getting used to it. And there's sheep on the field in the back garden.
I love it.
So that's annoying.
Do you stand at the window with like an invisible gun?
Yeah. I just snarl. I just stand at the window and snarl at them.
You're gonna get like you should get, you know what you should get? You should get lynx cut out, life-size lynx cut out and just put it in the bush there facing them. The sheep won't notice, but it might make the farmer annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not in there all the time, but there are cows in there as well.
Put a white-tailed seagull above.
Yes.
Like above it. So I'll even make them.
Just feel free. Bring it over and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a fair few butterflies in there. I've meant to do it's the big butterfly count. I think it's over a month. The big butterfly count lasts. But I do intend to do that. That's basically where you watch a spot for 15 minutes and send forward your butterflies. With moth week as well, we had I think it was an eyed moth caterpillar. That's what iNaturalist said to me, or it was a poplar, hawk moth. Right. So it was one of the two. iNaturalist suggested that it was an eyed moth. I'll send you a picture. You can put it up. But yeah, long green, quite big. It's like pretty nice. But yeah, bit of a chonk. Yes, and he had a little identifiable little spike on his tail.
Very cool.
Yeah. One bit of bad news this week, though, or sad news, sadly, is do you remember in the dart frog episode? I based the artwork on a dart frog that we had at the college.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, he was called Clyde. He passed away today, unfortunately.
Oh.
But the silver lining is, with poor Clyde, is that his body has gone to Nature's Safe, which is the DNA sort of cryo bank.
That's our version of the frozen bank.
Yes.
Which is, I think a couple of weeks ago we were talking about it, and neither of us could remember.
I mean, neither of us could remember it. Yes. We're affiliated with them, so he's gone to make better. Well, it's basically his genes are going to live forever.
That's amazing.
Plus, also they want amphibians, and they want amphibians because they want to do more endangered amphibians, and they want to sort of trial and error the sort of more common ones as well. So he's doing his bit for conservation.
That's amazing.
Yes, and that gives me solace because he was a good boy.
Yeah,
I love Clyde.
I don't even remember seeing him when I came up to visit you guys.
Would
you have had him at that point? I think because it was just before you moved.
Yeah, we would have had him.
Not moved house. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Moved centres.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm sorry. I am sorry for your loss, but that is really.
It is really cool.
Not the death of it, obviously.
No.
But no.
We'd rather have him with us, but if he can do something with his remains, that's that's kind of thing.
And that's another example of a captive collection doing their bit for conservation, and that's really cool.
That's right. Yeah. How about yourself? Yeah.
Oh, me? I was going to ask you a follow-up question.
Oh, sorry. No, go on.
But no, it's now been wiped from my mind.
Oh, right.
What was I going to ask you? It might come back to me, and if not, then I'll just ask you privately. What have I been up to? Do you know what? A bit of good news to bring it up. I've seen more hedgehogs this week than I think I've seen in the last 2 years.
Alive?
Oh,
good. Yeah.
Alive. Yeah. On roads, unfortunately, which isn't ideal.
So I've seen a few more on roads than I've seen in
a
while. Yeah.
But at least I'm seeing more of them.
That's good.
Because I know that they're struggling, so that's been cool. Also been watching fish. There was a fish right by my feet.
Yes.
Last time I went down the river.
You're in the river again.
Sorry?
You're peeing in the river again.
Yeah.
And attracting them over.
Yeah.
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 They love
Yeah.
it, don't they?
Do you know what? Speaking of fish, I saw this random video. I think it's on one of the zookeeping Facebook pages today of someone had set up a tank and they'd set up like a battery powered train track with the train on it. The train is battery powered, not the track itself.
Sure. Yeah.
And this train was going along with this this kind of like metal wire, I suppose, with a fishing line from it, and the fishing line had some food at the end of it, and it was going through the water in circles, and the school of fish was following the food.
It's really good,
like fish enrichment.
But that's particularly good if it's like bloodworm or Daphne or something. So it's gradually
like
releasing.
Yeah,
So it's gradually releasing as it goes along. That's really, really good. That's very clever.
It's enrichment and it's distributing a food source. So usually, what I found is lazy fish owners will drop the cube of frozen bloodworm in, and it'll instantly start to thaw out, of course, but it will slowly kind of distribute, but it will distribute kind of in that water column there.
Section,
so this kind of distributes it, and it gets the fish like active and exercising and thinking. So really good. Something that's overlooked with fish.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But shall we move on into the news?
I think so.
Okay, let's move on into the news.
It's the news!
So we're into our news segment now, and I'll take us out. And the first article comes to us from actually comes to us via Jen Greenhall, one of our Patreon supporters. Is
this the one that we mentioned briefly in the last?
This is yes, good point. Yeah, this is
what Oasis.
I did. Yeah, as a Liverpudlian band
with Manchester,
which is Mancunian,
isn't
it? Yeah,
or Manx,
Manx, yeah. So yeah. Oops, I still think they suck though. I'm not taking that bit back. So Jen Greenhall has sent in an article from ilovemanchester.com. And the headline is Castlefield Viaduct secures £2.5 million of funding to double in size. So the Castlefield Viaduct Sky Park has just been made the recipient of funding that will allow for massive expansion. The site is a suspended urban green space pioneered by the National Trust to offer the city's inhabitants a place to enjoy the peace of being in nature. It's really cool.
Nice.
Really cool.
Very nice. So my article is titled "Bearded Vultures Make a Return," and this is from CNN Science. It's more of an update rather than sort of straight news. So it explains a smidgen of bearded vulture behaviour. So they are carrion feeders whilst they're young, and they move on to bone when they're adults. They are the only animal with a diet of almost all bone. The article goes on to say, a century ago, they were driven to local extinction in the Alps because people believe they killed, you guessed it, lambs, also small children. But thanks to a reintroduction project led by the Vulture Conservation Foundation, they are rebounding with 264 individuals released. It is now self-sustaining with estimates of 460 bearded vultures in the Alps. 24 were born in 2024. And the maximum penalty of killing one in France is €150,000 and 3 years in prison.
In Britain, that would be like £1,000 and a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. It'd be a little waggle.
Yeah.
Little finger waggle.
No, shouldn't have done that. Anyway, have a good day.
Yeah. Anyway, on with you.
Go on with you, scamp.
Naughty boy.
That's really good that they actually give a hefty fine though. I'm hoping to see those when I travel through the Alps.
Yes, that'd be very cool. Very
they're
cool.
One of the bird species I'm hoping to
You've got them in European betas so far that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, sure the others is bigger.
There's wolves and bear on it as well.
Cool.
So my second article again comes to us from Jen Greenhall, sharing an article from Secret Manchester. The headline is Historic Greater Manchester Peatlands at the Heart of the Industrial Revolution to become new National Nature Reserve, and it's the size of 25 Trafford centres. I think she's trying to make us more fond of the north.
But
Which she
but
doesn't need to convince us of, really.
no. I quite like the North. But
Mm.
is Trafford as in like?
So the Trafford
as in-
Centre, I'm guessing you've not been there. Trafford Centre
No.
is like a massive shopping mall, like on the kind of America kind of thing. It's big enough that it's got its own little Legoland and its own sea life centre in
Right.
it.
It's like
And the
it's like Blue
multiplex
Water or something
cinema
like
is unreal.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too into. I don't really like shopping. I find it very annoying.
Sure. Yeah.
But I do like the Trafford Centre. And if anyone's listening from that area and you haven't tried the Thai place in the food
I
court,
don't think anyone is listening from that
amazing.
area because they've switched off because of what you said about Oasis and
Yeah,
Liverpool.
probably. So if you, yeah, well, yeah, if you're feeling upset because your biggest band sucks, then yeah, go to the Thai food place. It's one of mine and Atta's favorite kind of date meal
Nice,
type
yeah.
places. Yeah. But yeah, the cinema there is amazing. Anyway, on with the article. After being exploited throughout the history of modern industry, the area that covers Riceley, Holcroft, and Chatmoss is to become a national park, offering residents of Warrington and Greater Manchester a nature-rich landscape, as the article says.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So next, I've got Galápagos Conservancy scientists rediscover, pink iguana hatchlings. So this is from Galápagos.org, and it says, unlike the vibrant pink adults, hatchling pink iguanas are green and well camouflaged. But this hasn't been enough against introduced predators, like rats and feral cats, and so their future has been uncertain. That wasn't until in 2022. Hatchlings were documented in the wild for the first time, and since then more, including larger individuals, have been found. So they are reproducing, and conservation efforts to protect them are working. They're only found on a remote section of Wolf Volcano in northern Isabella, which takes 10 to 12 hour a trek to reach. Yeah, so it's pretty isolated. But yeah, these new hatchlings discoveries are more than good news and a reminder that we are still in time to save the pink iguana.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, it's good. Good article.
So my final article, of the headlines at least, it comes to us from Live Sciences, and the headline is "Return of Wolves to Yellowstone has led to a surge in aspen trees unseen for 80 years." So reintroduced in 1995, wolves have had an extensive impact on the environment, as we've covered here probably ad nauseum at the moment.
Oh, sure.
And now another species is reaping the rewards. The quaking aspen, not seen for 80 years, are making a strong comeback in the region as a result of wolves controlling elk numbers and also influencing their herd behaviours.
And by elk, I assume you mean the wapiti.
Wapiti, yeah.
Not
moose.
Actually an elk.
Yeah.
Not elk.
Not elk, yeah.
And then my final article is Britain's oldest ever barn owl found at farm. This is a genuinely lovely article, and I'd encourage people to actually go and read it. It's on the BBC, and it says the British Trust for Ornithology, the BTO, originally ringed this owl as a chick in Nottinghamshire on the 22nd of June 2007. Wow. And this year, she was discovered on a farm in Lincolnshire, meaning she's 18 years old, and has beaten the previous record for wild barn owls, which was 15 years and 7 months.
Wow.
Additionally, she's also rearing a 6-week-old chick. Alan Bell, who has been ringing barn owls for 80 years, said, for a barn owl to be alive and breeding at that age is spectacular and a brilliant sign for their future. Yeah, genuinely, read the article because it's really quite heartwarming with the people who own the farm. It's really nice. Really, really nice.
That's really amazing. Yeah.
It's all good news. It's all good news.
That is very good news. Yeah. So we'll get into the main article now. If you guys have articles or topics of interest that you think we should cover here, send them on in just like Jen did, and we will cover them either here or in the main topic section. Now, I promise this isn't nepotism of any kind, but
sure,
this one has come to us via my mum, and I thought it was worth putting in the main article bit.
Does nepotism work? I guess it does work backwards.
I thought it's just familial.
Yeah. I guess it does. Though.
It might be. It might be just.
No. Probably. I think it's just all of it, but it normally obviously works down the chain.
Yeah. So yeah, comes to us from the website Beauty of Planet, and the headline is "The Untapped Potential of the Amazon's Plastic-Eating Mushroom." The seemingly endless and increasingly invasive amounts of plastic wreaking havoc over our planet is a problem that is yet to be efficiently solved. Just 9% of the world's plastic can be successfully and completely recycled. and yet more is being created and dumped every day. In recent years, promising studies on various invertebrates, such as mealworms, has yielded promising results for naturally getting rid of plastic as best as possible. In fact, I don't know, you would have been with us at the time. Gareth set up the tank with mealworms eating the plastic, the polystyrene.
Polystyrene, I remember.
Very cool to watch. And now it seems fungi are about to enter the fray. I'm probably going to butcher this. Pestalothiopsis microspore. There we go. Was of many fungi tested back in 2011 that has shown promise. Digesting polymer polyester polyurethane, which I think is called PER for short, to such an extent that it can actually sustain itself on just this material alone in both aerobic and anaerobic conditions. So this feature is actually pivotal, as landfill and similar sites are often dry areas lacking oxygen. In addition to this, the fungal species can carry out this role in both liquid and solid substrates, meaning that ocean trash consumption is a real possibility with this species. And whilst Yale were the first to carry out these studies, further research has been undertaken on the wider world of fungi. One interesting subject that the article highlights is the oyster mushroom. This species could potentially be used as a basically an at-home recycling centre and still create an edible food source for its owner. So the future very much could be that you have plastic gathered in a tub with these fungi growing on it, and you can still pick it and eat it and be perfectly fine.
That's the future. Seems normal.
Grow your own mushrooms in your trash.
And then eat.
It's not, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a science that I fully understand. I would like to know what happens to this plastic when it comes out the other end of the mealworms, and what happens to this when it goes through the mushrooms. It's a bit something that I don't fully understand, I must admit, but it's very interesting, very promising. And I mean, at the end of the day, plastic is unnatural, but it originates from something natural, like oil and crude oil and all that.
It's not antimatter.
So I mean, there must be a way where it can go back to some form of natural state, I would have thought, but I just don't understand what or how. I don't understand the science of that, but it's something I think I'll look into. But very, very good, very promising.
It is very promising.
Shall we roll out?
Yes, we can keep rolling.
Cool, let's go into your creature feature.
Lovely.
It's the creature feature.
Right, well, we're into your creature feature. Been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too.
This bird, if I'm not mistaken, this bird has got some similarities with bee eaters, which is a group that I like. So at least in terms of colour.
Well, we'll find out a little bit about that. This week, what I'm going to bring for you all, we're going to be heading out to beautiful sub-Saharan Africa to meet one of its most colourful inhabitants. In fact, I think its most colourful inhabitant. I will die on that hill if anyone wants to at me. I'll fight you over some Dulux paint. We'll go from there. The creature in question is, of course, the lilac-breasted roller. Obviously, you already know that because it was in the episode. We've had the artwork out. It's also called the fork-tailed roller, the lilac-throated roller, or Mzilikatsi's roller. I hope I pronounced that one correctly. Now, I don't want to dump on audio-only listeners, but I would recommend watching this feature on YouTube if you can, as I'm going to have a lot of imagery on this whole thing. So the lilac-breasted roller is dubbed the most photographed bird in Africa. I don't know how you measure that exactly, but I can understand why. And from quite an in-depth scroll on iNaturalist from me, actually over several days, and by looking at online blogs, there's a lot of photos of these birds. I'll just say here, I will credit every picture/video within this feature in the description, but I just wanted to add here a huge thank you to all the people on iNaturalist that allowed me to use their images, and you'll see a list of all their names on the screen. So to start with, I'm going to do a bit of an overview on rollers. So rollers are birds, obviously, and they are in their own family. The family is called Carassiidae. That family belongs to the order Carassiiformes, which includes bee eaters, So you go.
So they are in like they are actually related then.
They are related, yeah.
That's cool.
Also includes kingfishers.
They would have been the second one I would have known. No way.
How about mots, toddies, and ground rollers?
Is that how you spell? Is that not spell how you pronounce it? Toddies
or toadies?
I always said toadies, but that was like I'm not fresh anymore, but I'm relatively fresh comparatively to birds.
Well, I don't know very much about toadies or toddies. It's Todies. So I pronounce it. It's a short O to me. It's a toddy. I'm not sure, but feel free to write in, message in, and tell me that it's wrong.
Complain.
Yeah, but it's a relatively obscure order of birds, excluding the kingfishers and perhaps the bee-eaters that people will be familiar with. So just a quick overview on the others. The colourful mots they're from Central and South America. They look a bit like bee-eaters, but with a heavier bill.
Okay.
And they've got these sort of long feathers on the tail that sort of end with a long strand that ends with a feather.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
I
put a picture up.
I've never, probably have heard of them, but I wouldn't remember it.
You might have seen one in a captive collection, probably. Toddies or toadies, they look like tiny, mostly bright green kingfishers. They're from the Caribbean.
They're cool.
Oh, that's good. I'm impressed.
They are cool.
And then ground rollers, which look a bit like if you mixed a roller with a quail from Madagascar. So they evolved independently. Madagascar did its own thing. Aaron, would you like to hazard a guess as to what the word Caraceae in the family and the order name means? And the reason I'm asking you this question is because you have covered a feature basically with that name.
No, I can't think of it.
No,
I can't think of it.
It means
I'm gonna kick my own.
You are gonna you're gonna kick yourself.
Right.
It means like a raven.
It has
Corvus. Yeah, it has similar etymological roots to Corvus.
Right. Yeah, I'm kicking myself.
So Caraceae resemble corvids.
Right. Yeah. Crassiform. Yeah.
Yeah, but they aren't actually closely related to them.
Right. Yeah.
What they are related to is woodpeckers of hornbills, which means it's a clade overall of very excellent, absolute top tier birds.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this without visuals, like I say, rollers resemble corvids. So imagine the general build of a smallish corvid, especially something like a Eurasian jay, which has a very similar wingspan.
I thought of like somewhere between a starling and a jay.
Yeah. And then colour it like a kingfisher. And you basically got a roller. You've got a brightly coloured corvid, pretty much, even though they're not corvids. Outside of comparisons, rollers do have one small thing that distinguishes them from all other birds, and that is their toes. So they have syndactyl feet, which is the 3 toes forward, 1 back. That's obviously not unique. That's very standard for a lot of birds. But with rollers, the 2nd and the 3rd digits are mostly fused. They're fused together.
Interesting. Like a marsupial. Well, like a macropod marsupial.
Yeah, a little bit like a macropod. Yeah. And jumping off of that, they don't use their feet or legs very much, except to perch and to make the occasional leap on the ground at prey. And they've actually got quite weak legs and feet. So they don't, unlike other birds, they don't hop or move along branches. They basically just land and go, this is where I am now. This is it.
This will do.
This will do.
They settle.
Yeah. Anyway, there are 13 species in the roller family. They're split into 2 genera. They're all called rollers, except for 2 of them, which are called dollar birds, because it looks like they have a coin-shaped spots on their wings.
Right. That's why, because I have seen dollar birds.
Have you seen dollar birds?
Not in the flesh, but I've seen them online and stuff. And I wondered why.
I had to look it up, to be fair, because I wasn't too sure either. But yeah, overall they range across Africa and Asia, and the European roller, summers here in Europe. As far as conservation is concerned, we'll kind of get that out of the way now. I am pleased to tell you that they are all least concerned, except for one, the azure dollar bird, which is near threatened. So as a family, they're doing all right. But anyway, that's your roller overview as to what a roller is, and we won't get too bogged down into more taxonomy. So the roller family at large are one of my favourite groups of birds. And I'm very fond of all the rollers, but I chose the lilac-breasted for this feature for a couple of reasons. The first is that they are one of the African rollers, and I love Africa. I think we barely skimmed the surface with Africa on this podcast, and that's probably my fault because I stopped regularly hosting.
Yeah, you left.
I did.
You left. And you abandoned Africa as you did it.
I did, yes. Because you are our Asia guy.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Gareth does Oceania.
Yeah.
We all have familiarity and love for Europe. But for me, outside of Europe, my heart belongs in Africa. So last November, my wife and I honeymooned in Kenya. Lilac-breasted rollers are unofficially the national bird of Kenya. And the country treated us so well and gave us such a memorable and positive experience that I wanted to honour it within this feature. Also, I wanted to appeal to Kenya to please make it your official national bird. It's apparently in competing with the rooster.
Right, okay.
No shade on chickens.
No.
We like chickens. But the rooster is already the national bird of France.
Yeah, we don't. But I reckon we could ask them very politely.
I think so. Yes. Well, I'm intending to use this feature as an ask to all of Kenya. Make it your national bird. So 3 Indian states have the Indian roller as their state bird, but no country has a roller as a national bird. So sincerely from me, Kenya, please do it. So naturally, when my wife and I were in Kenya, we did a safari. We were at the Naboshu Conservancy on the Masai Mara. I've been very lucky and privileged in my life that I've been able to do a few safaris, most of which paid out of my own pocket before anyone accuses me of being wealthy or a Tory. But it is a privilege. I appreciate that. And although all of them were incredible and life-altering, Kenya was really something else. We saw lots and lots of species. We wrote down a whole list, but I wanted to see the lilac-breasted roller. Because I've not seen them in the wild before, just in captivity. I was quietly confident we would see one, as they are common around southern and eastern Africa. And our guide, Patrick, was very confident as well. But it did take us a couple of days with sort of 3 drives a day to see one. And then we saw another, and then I think another one. They were like buses. They all start coming along. And you spot one, you're like, oh God, there's loads.
You get your eye in for it.
You get your eye in for it. But they are actually quite easy to spot. As I mentioned previously about the feet, they sit out on tree branches quite readily. They basically fly up and they sit, and that's pretty much where they stay. It's a bit like kingfishers. Obviously, they're relatives, which we also saw loads of as well. Lots of different African kingfishers. Pretty cool. But I was absolutely stoked to see them. Here is one pictured. But yes, Naboshu Conservancy was great. Kenya was great. Patrick, our Maasai guide, was great. Incredible holiday. Highly recommend. Again, I love Africa. I think that's been established. Anyway, the next reason I love rollers and I wanted to cover them, especially the lilac-breasted, is for their colours. Yeah, it's quite a basic reason, really, but I've always had an eye for colour. And I was further encouraged to do this feature and cover one of the most colourful animals possible by the art competition we did last year. Earlier this year. Yeah. Where you, the listeners and watchers, promptly voted out all of the colourful animals from the artwork of last year's features.
Yeah, they did.
And whilst you're welcome to your opinions, I don't get it. So I'm doubling down on you, and I've picked the most colourful animal I can think of. So we are a rarity among mammals in that we see in colour. Of course, I recognise some people are colourblind, and I apologise as a lot of feature is focused on colour. But as a species, we've evolved to see colour and associate a lot of things by colour. We perceive colours positively or negatively by how objects, clothing, animals, cultural, societal, or personal experiences that feature certain colours affect us through our lives. And I'd say the majority of us are probably hardwired to a favourite. Your favourite colour is green.
Green, yeah.
Yes. Do you know why? Do you have a reason why? You don't have to have a reason why.
I don't think I originally had a reason why. Don't know. I don't think originally there was a reason why. I know my mum's favorite color is green too.
Okay,
so I don't know if consciously there's an association. Yeah. I know that I have since kind of landed on green. I have prescribed it reasons why I like it.
Yes,
like it makes me feel quiet, and I associate it with forests and such. So. Like that's just a couple reasons.
Yeah.
Luke's lightsaber.
Luke's lightsaber. Well, yeah, it's the second one. Yeah.
Well, the first one is Anakin's, really.
Oh, well, I'm not into the deep lore, but yes. Don't quote the deep lore. Yes. Do you have a least favorite color?
I don't think so. No. When I was a kid, it was probably pink. But that's because you pretty much led to as a boy.
Yes,
pink is for girls. But I wouldn't say I have a least favorite color. I do have a least favorite type of color.
Oh yeah, okay.
I cannot not pastel colors as in the art medium.
Yes,
not that. That's fine. I actually quite like pastels.
Yeah,
but pastel pale colors. You know, like baby yellow.
Yeah, okay.
Or like baby blue, or you know where it's not. I like vivid colours and I like contrast.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why. but
No, me too.
just
Yeah.
is like I like my favorite shade of green is not in here, but it's like a somewhere between like a lime green and a dark green. I think like in like fabrics and in art, it's called Kelly green. And then I like a yellow that's kind of not mustard yellow, but like sun, but like a sun
Yeah.
yellow.
Like some
It's
sort of
strong
spectrum.
colours. Yeah, and like turquoise. I like turquoise. Yeah, sorry.
No.
Yeah,
It's like a lot of colours.
I like my colours.
Oh yeah. Well, me too.
I like my colours.
Me too. Because bringing it back to the natural world, color can also influence our favorite species. And my favorite color, as I'm sure I've mentioned many times on this podcast, is blue. I really go hard on blue, and in nature, blue is rarely found. We've been through the mechanics on this before, and so for me, when life achieves blue, it's extra special.
Yeah.
Most of the roller family feature a lot of blue.
Okay.
And when they do blue, they do it hard. The lilac-breasted roller has a lot of blue, despite it being referred to by its breast colour. This is probably because, as I said, you most often see them perching on a branch. So the lilac is a bit more obvious. It's the first colour that you probably see. It's got a lilac breast. And you might think, oh wow, that's a colourful bird. And then they open their wings and they fly off, and you get what I would call an explosion of blue.
Wow. Okay.
It's incredibly. There's several blues on them. But as I mentioned before, they're dubbed the most photographed bird in Africa. If you do a quick Google search, you'll find a few blogs from photographers talking about them. And whilst it's easy to get a shot of one perching, the money shot, if you like, is getting the blue explosion of one opening its wings or in flight, which is quite tricky because they're very, very fast flyers. So you only get a few seconds to get it. But if blue or lilac colouring doesn't do it for you, the lilac-breasted roller has you covered. So, Erin, do you know how many blocks of distinct colours make up the plumage of a lilac-breasted roller?
Right.
And also, just to give context to this, if you think they have black, white, and grey, I am classing those as actual distinct colours, not
shades.
not
Okay.
shades. So, if you think they've got them, that would be a colour.
Okay. Okay. Distinct colours. We're not going with like hues and shades.
No, not blends or anything. Actual. That's a distinct colour from that one.
I'll go with 6 or 7.
Yeah.
7.
So it's at least 8.
So I wasn't
So you weren't far off. You could argue more, as some blend a bit, as I said, but 8 completely distinct colours in one bird. Among the other names I listed for the lilac-breasted roller, it's also called the rainbow roller.
That's a nice name.
Yes. So you've got an olive green on the crown and the back of the neck. You've got a slight greenish brown on the actual back of the bird. 3, you've got creamy white under the eyes and throat. 4, you've got reddish brown under the eyes and the cheek. You've got turquoise, which is the most predominant colour, I would say, out of all of them. That's on the lower body and most of the wing covert feathers. The coverts, for people who are not sure, you've got primaries and secondaries, which are the outer feathers. The coverts are the ones above those. Then you've got bright blue on the coverts of the back of the wing and the primary and secondary feathers. That's 6 colours. 7, you've got black on the tips of the primaries and the secondaries. And 8, you've obviously got the eponymous lilac breast on the lower throat and the breast. 8 distinct colours, all in one bird. I've always found it fascinating how some animals evolve to be so colourful when in nature it might seem best to go unnoticed. You may be fooled in thinking something as colourful as a lilac-breasted roller doesn't stand much of a chance. It's so visible, it must be picked off. But as I mentioned before, lilac-breasted rollers are common. In contrast, brighter colours may well actually be preferable when it comes to sexual selection in many animals. For one, it implies the animal is healthy if they've got bright colours, but also it says to a potential mate, look at me, I'm so brightly coloured, and that it must be a disadvantage, and yet I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I'm that good at surviving.
That makes sense as well, yeah.
I'm so obvious, and yet I'm still here. And if you'd like to have a callback to word or words of the week, there is a bit of a name for this. It's called the handicap hypothesis or handicap principle, which we briefly mentioned yesterday. We mentioned last week. That's how little time goes between these recordings. So the male peafowl is a much better example of this. Not only are they brightly coloured, but they have this huge unwieldy train or tail hanging off of them. So the handicap principle suggests that signals like elaborate ornaments or risky behaviours are reliable indicators of an individual's quality because they are costly to produce or maintain.
Yeah.
The only individuals with good genes or high overall fitness can afford to bear these costs, making the signal a reliable indicator for potential mates. So it applies to the male peafowl much more than the roller because Although rollers are very brightly coloured, they are very fast and agile. So they're not too disadvantaged essentially by being overly visible. But I don't think it's a stretch to suggest there is a bit of a handicap there.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite so visible. Also, unlike with the brown coloured peahen with peafowl, both roller sexes are identical.
All right,
so they're both bright, just as bright as each other. And that is what I find so appealing about brightly coloured animals. They stare in the face of nature and go, "No, I'm gonna go with a song and dance."
Yeah, it's a bit like Birds of Paradise.
Yes, yeah.
Not all of them are colourful, obviously, but
No.
their displays are so garish and loud.
Yeah.
And you just wonder how's a predator not picked you up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's because they're good. They're good at surviving.
Yeah,
they know when
they know when to boogie. They know when to back off.
They know when to flash. Exactly. Yep. That's a good lesson for all of us. Know when to flash. So we've been on the roller for a little while now, and all we've really discussed is that it's from southern and eastern Africa, and it's very, very colourful. But we should boil down into what makes a roller a roller. So for the final stretch, we're going to cover its behaviour. Do you know why they're actually called rollers?
No, honestly, I can't say I do. Do they dust bath or something and roll? Yeah. Or is part of their evasion tactic to barrel roll as they fly?
You're nearly there with that.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I couldn't find a decent video of this behaviour, which is annoying because they're literally named after it. But they're called rollers after the area of acrobatics they perform when courting. So, what they do is they fly really high up.
Yeah.
And then they basically free fall, and they flap their wings to gain a bit more speed than gravity. So like a peregrine, pretty much. Yeah. And then as they're doing that, they roll to the left and right. Basically, I think it might be to flash the colours.
Yeah. Sure. That sounds sensible. Yeah.
But that's why they're called rollers.
That's amazing. What a hell of a behaviour.
Yeah, it's very cool. But yeah, so they're good flyers. We've kind of established that as well, and they can even mate on the wing as well.
I was going to ask,
like swifts.
Is it a male-only display thing, or do both? Is it a courtship dance where they both would do it?
That's a good question. I think both do it.
That's incredible.
I could be wrong on that. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Do you know what rollers eat?
If I remember right, they're predatory, aren't they?
Yeah.
So inverts.
Yes. So they're mainly insectivorous. That's right. But they will take lizards, frogs, rodents, and young birds.
It's because I just saw your lizards and rodents. Oh wow.
Yeah,
wasn't expecting that.
They'll even take some animals that other birds avoid, like insects with warning colorations, and also snakes.
No way.
But quite often they will go for colubrids, really, with snakes, and particularly. I can't remember the name of the snakes now. It's the really sort of derpy ones. And their senses, I think they're blind as well, actually. And rollers do like that.
Oh, I know what you mean. Is it Fred snakes? Blind Fred snakes?
Something like that, yeah.
There's other names for them. I know what you mean. They're like burrowers, aren't they?
Yes. So when they come out, rollers do quite like that.
Okay, I can understand that more.
Yeah. So the two genuses of rollers, which are Eurystomus and Carassius, have different feeding behaviours. So the four Eurystomus rollers, that includes the dollar birds, they hunt flying insects on the wing, sometimes gathering in groups to hunt massive swarms of insects that appear after thunderstorms.
That's cool.
So again, like swallows, swifts, martins. But the Carassius rollers, like our lilac-breasted, they feed somewhat like shrikes, which is another group of birds that I think do a feature.
Yeah, I think so.
Shrikes are cool. They are watch and wait hunters. So they'll perch from a high vantage point. It's usually a branch. It might occasionally be on the back of a large herbivorous animal. There are pictures of you can find on a quick Google of just sitting on the back of a rhino, just watching.
Yeah. And
then they swoop in to grab prey on the ground.
So they wouldn't predate off the bugs that are on top of the rhino then?
They might well do. But if it's on, so if it's
like snacks, not the meal.
Yeah, they generally tend to grab stuff off the ground. If it's something quite small, they'll swallow it on the ground. If it's larger, they'll carry it back to the perch and then they'll beat it to dismemberment.
Like kingfishers.
Like kingfishers, yeah. Shrikes sometimes impale their prey, so rollers are slightly less metal than kingfishers too. But dismemberment is pretty brutal as well. Being smashed into dismemberment.
That's a hell of a way to go.
It is quite a way to go. They're opportunistic too. So they're one of those sort of birds that will hang around when there's a grassland fire, and they'll take advantage of animals fleeing from it as well. But yeah, very opportunistic feeders. When they're breeding, they ramp up this already quite aggressive nature. They are monogamous and they defend their nest with, I quote, extreme aggression, taking on birds of prey that might otherwise predate them. So birds like peregrine falcons, Warburg's eagle, and the endangered battler eagle, as well as other larger animals.
That's cool.
Yeah, and bear in mind how modestly sized rollers actually are. They weigh about, lilac-breasted, they weigh about 110 grams. Battler eagles weigh around 2 to 3 kilos. And they'll fight them.
They're a lot bigger than they'll go for them.
They'll fight them. We actually saw a pair of battler eagles in Kenya, which was really, really cool because they're endangered.
Yeah.
So Jes, my wife, is the bird of prey savant between us. So I kind of relied on her to spot and identify the birds of prey. But yeah, we're really, really very lucky. But yes, before we finish, we should just take a quick look at the cultural relevance of lilac-breasted rollers. We know they are a common bird across sub-Saharan Africa, and so several cultures would have interacted with them. And it shouldn't be surprising that a bird with such a melding of visual beauty and a larger-than-life attitude has attracted human attention. Unfortunately, in recent history, some bad stuff was inflicted upon the peoples of Africa, and so a lot of culture was eroded.
Yeah.
Awkward faces. But we do have some references of how the continent as a whole views and or viewed these birds. There is a shared belief that they are a symbol of peace, which is a little ironic considering how feisty they are. But
smacking its prey.
yeah, that's peaceful.
Yeah,
smacking that lizard against the
peace
against the back of a rhino.
Tony Stark says like peace is just having a bigger stick than the other person.
Yeah. But above all, like many monogamous birds that co-parent, rollers are associated with marriage and loyalty. So for the Zulus, before two people are to be married, a lilac-breasted roller feathered band is attached to a couple's wrists. If the feathers come undone, the marriage cannot go through. It's a test of readiness and compatibility. The Venda people of South Africa and Zimbabwe fashion wedding rings out from the bird's feathers. And the Afrikaans voertrekkers use these feathers in their wedding dresses. And the Afrikaans word for the bird is troepon, meaning wedding band. So strong associations there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's ultimately the vibrant and sassy lilac-breasted roller. All in all, you have a bird that has the efficient build of a corvid, tick, the colours of a kingfisher, tick, the aerial acrobatics of a harrier, tick, and the metal predatory prowess of a shrike, tick. It is a top-tier bird. So, I would like to round off this lilac-breasted roller feature, if I may, by reading you a short story.
Okay.
If you're keen.
Yeah.
So this story is called The Prince of Kenya.
Okay.
Now, this is a story
all about how my life got twisted up.
All about a bird with many colours. That's been inferred. And I'd like to take a minute. So just sit and rest. And I'll tell you all about the roller with the lilac breast. In eastern southern Africa, hatched and raised on a high branch is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, watching, searching for a feast, lizard, bug or mammal, I'm not fussy in the least. Then a load of tourists drive up to my hood. Started taking photos of my acacia wood. They saw me fight with an eagle and he flew away scared. Because you start a fight with me, you better be prepared. The tourists drove closer, and when they came near, I saw my reflection. I looked nice in the mirror. If I could say anything, I'd say no colour was spared. But you think I'm pretty perched. Check me out in the air. I rolled up in the sky and down to my bait, and I called to the cameras, "Yo, home, snap me later." I looked at my kingdom in the sunset glare as I perched on my throne as the Prince of Kenya.
Nice.
Unofficially. That is my proposal to you, Kenya. So please make the lilac-breasted roller your official national bird.
Did you? Was that all you?
That's all me.
That's so good. That's so good.
I like how you started it.
God, genuinely didn't even know where you were going with that.
Well, you did.
It just sounded like that.
It sounded like it.
Yeah, it was good. That was good, man. That was really good.
But there we go. That's
you ever thought of like going into rap?
Absolutely not.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's the lilac-breasted roller.
What a sign off for the lilac-breasted roller. That is amazing. If Kenya don't make that their official bird now after that, there's just no hope for them. Like, not for the bird, for Kenya. Like, well, you're missing out.
Yes,
that could be.
I'm sure they don't want another white person to come along and tell them
what to do. Yeah,
what to do and make what bird their national bird. But
yeah,
that's a friendly appeal. It's a friendly appeal. On my knees to you, Kenya. Please make it a national bird. It's already unofficial. Everyone's like, yeah, that's a cool bird. You go to Kenya, you see that bird.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Okay, we'll go into our sack of interaction.
Bing! You've got mail. Ooh, it's an email.
And we're into our sack of interactions. And we're going to start off by answering last week's question to you guys, which was, what species attracted you with its colour or colours? And you're going to kick us off with that one, aren't you?
Yes, it's the reason why I didn't answer that question, obviously, last week, because here it is. We're just on a rap about it, apparently. So the first response we've got on that is from Jen, who said starlings are iridescent and even better when they're looked at through binoculars at close range. Yeah, they're beautiful. Also kingfishers, if they are flying, it's like now you see them, now you don't. And any kind of nudibranch, they're very colourful. And zebra and giraffes, and there may be more. I'm sure that there are plenty of more.
What's that blue one? Is it blue dragon or sea dragon?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yes, I can't remember the name of
that
one. Which one? The
really
white
cool.
one.
Yeah. So next up comes to us from Maria Malco, who says, lots of things. It's so hard to choose. I would have to say at the moment it would be the amazing blue fang mandible coloration of E. cyanognathes.
Yeah.
Or A. burrica, both of which are tarantulas, by the way. Still not sure why they have them, but it is interesting.
Yes, it is. Then we have a comment from Kelsey Watts, who said, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm seeing the correct colours. # pray for the colourblind. Yes, apologies.
This would be his favourite episode. Funnily enough, Becky Walker says lilac-breasted roller. European bee-eater.
That's yours.
Peacock.
It's mine and yours.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Birds, she says.
But yeah, birds. Then we've got Robert Preston, who said the rainbow wress. Very, very nice.
That's cool.
I did Google this. I don't know which rainbow wrasting means because I think there's a few.
There's more than one, yeah.
Yeah, but again,
I was going to say there's a couple, but I actually think there's more than a couple as well.
Probably, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a few, yeah.
Abhijit's got one that's close to my heart. He says the Malabar giant squirrel. If you've not seen it before, do take a look. And yeah, I encourage people, if you've not seen the Malabar giant squirrel, have a look.
Yeah, nice. And then Jess, my partner, said Ocellaris clownfish. They're famous from Finding Nemo, obviously, but the fish are stunning in their own right. And then put a little fish, but said there's no clownfish emoji.
And next up is Spencer Seams, who has nominated the Dracula parrot, also known as the Pesquet's parrot. You can correct us if we're not got that right.
We're not French.
Worst name because French is a dumb language.
Okay.
Sometimes we need to vet the comments before.
I didn't say that with knowing that was coming.
The red and black is a simple combo, but very effective.
It is, yeah. They're really nice parrot. I actually only know really about this parrot because it's in Wingspan.
Oh right,
It's
yeah.
Wingspan parrot.
It's a really cool looking parrot.
They are very cool. Long faces on them as well.
Yeah, it's almost like a vulture-like face.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's a good way of looking at it, actually. And then Catherine Ames said, I love anything iridescent and was amazed to see this exotic-looking insect in a Scottish front garden. Although they're not rare, ruby-tailed wasp, possibly Chrysis ignita, species difficult to determine, as it would be with a lot of wasps like that. But yeah, very, very cool. Very nice.
They are cool.
Yeah, great responses on that. I was really, really pleased.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, lots of lovely, interesting animals. But my favourite has got. It doesn't knock off my answer from last week, but my favourite of our listeners' answers or followers' answers is it's got to be that Dracula parrot. That's really cool.
They are very cool. They are very cool. We then also have a comment on YouTube as well.
Oh, cool.
Do you want me to read that?
Yeah, please.
So actually, we had 2 comments on YouTube. So the first is from Rosalie, who said, a species that caught my eye through colour alone. Gosh, I really don't know. Unfortunately, I used a great answer for this question last week and I try not to copy my homework. Taking a page out of Aaron's book, I'm a fan of the colours of the southern carmine bee-eater. Yeah, very red.
Yeah.
While not as colourful as their European cousin, the specific hues of pink of the southern carmine is just so nice to me. As for how I felt about Jurassic World Rebirth, because you asked about that in the last one, I'll do my best. I'll do my best little review thingy without spoilers. I enjoyed it. It was a nice film, but not an amazing one. It has a lot of ties to the original movie and the first novel. One of the hybrids/mutants didn't do much, and it did take away from the D-Rex. Also, I suppose that's a semi-spoiler. Sorry.
It's been out for 2 weeks now. If people haven't seen it, it's because they don't want to see it.
Another thing that's kind of spoiler is the very beginning of the movie do a big retcon that I absolutely hate, and I feel a lot of the community don't like it either. But all in all, it was nice. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've not heard that one before.
No, I've not. I've heard pretty much everything she said. I've heard in reviews, apart from that bit. That's interesting. And retcon.
And then we've had another comment from @Cesare Fauna. That's my cat, so that's Jess. Who said, "Wow, what a great Atlas moth feature," which he wrote.
Very good. Cool. So that's all our comments from for this week, or rather last week's question. This week's question is going to be a bit of a simple one, I'm afraid, because I'm really struggling to think of one that hints towards next week. So we're going to go with, tell us about your any experiences you've had with marine animals, or specifically marine mammals. Yeah.
Should I say mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Give it a bit of time.
Yeah.
I saw some bowhead or southern right whales.
Nice.
Breeding.
Oh, breeding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool. That was off of South Africa. That was very nice.
That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a juvenile humpback there as well. A voyeur. I'm not sure what his game was, but he was there too.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I've decided that I think I've got many, and some of them will be more impressive than others. But I think my favourite one is actually, we went on a whale and dolphin to go see the whales and dolphins off the coast of Gran Canaria. It was the first time that my little girl has been on a boat.
Yep.
First time that she would have seen dolphins or whales in life.
Yes.
Let alone in real. Let alone in the wild. And we got about 60, 80, maybe 100 Atlantic striped dolphins. Atlantic dolphins of some kind. I can't remember the species, but that was really cool. That was really cool to see her reaction.
Yes.
But I've had a few both captive and wild that have been really cool.
Yeah, we did some seal releases, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That I forgot all about this. So they were really cool.
Yeah,
the other day I would remember that, because we were asking the question and I go blank.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they were cool. That was
very angry, but then that's good for them going out into the wild. Yeah,
apart from one. Do you remember one wouldn't go?
Yes, I do remember.
Stayed in the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah, had Lee trying to coax it out.
Yeah.
So that's our question to you guys. Tell us about your marine animal or marine mammal experiences.
Have you ever seen any turtles, actually? Have you seen sea turtles?
In the wild? No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I should have mentioned that, actually. I should have said that, because I really like sea turtles. I've seen a couple, not loads, but I've seen a couple, but they've not been off a boat. I've never swam or anything with them.
I do have a friend in the Parentian
he knows
in Malaysia who is he runs his own turtle conservation.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So
on here.
I have tried for the last 2 years.
Oh, right.
And every time, we've had video calls and stuff. We set a date, but then he never gets a date.
All right.
So if you're listening, Daniel.
Work, Daniel.
You've been shamed. Hurry up. I'll send him another text tonight. But very cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
And I should really go out there with Atta and our little girl and take part, because I think they'd love it. Yeah,
nice.
But that's all the kind of interactions. If you guys want to get involved, answer the questions, send in emails, which we're going to get into in a moment, you can do so via any of the normal social media routes. So there's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like I say, you can get in contact with us via email, or you can get in contact with us on YouTube in the comments section below our videos. We really appreciate literally any interaction, even if you just say hi. Because it's interaction, it helps the YouTube gods, and also we can reply to you and say hi back. Also, we appreciate feedback. We have had some feedback in the past, good and bad, and both are equally helpful. So
for sure,
sometimes the bad is actually more helpful.
Yes,
I think. But the good is good to hear, but the bad is a bit more.
We buckle down when it's good.
It's
working.
Our heads get big.
Play.
But we do have, as I say, one email this week, and it comes to us from someone who's kind of become, over the last few weeks, a friend of the podcast, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that is Big Pumba, who says, "Hey guys, Big Pumba here. Apologies for the long radio silence. Life has been very busy, and I will be playing catch up on recent episodes. As promised and delivered is my Spec Evo writing." So he was talking about a few weeks ago, speculative evolution, particularly on, where was it? It was funny where he just Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley.
Yeah,
yes.
Burnley.
I was thinking Grimsby. It wasn't
Grimsby. Yeah, no, it was Burnley. I hope it was worth the wait, and understand it's pretty hefty to read out. So apologies on my end, but work is tedious and boring, so I had time. I'll attach it below. Have a great week, everyone. Be well. Big Pumba. So yeah, so it says mission state. I won't read the whole thing in one go. Although I do think you should try and find a way to, like, maybe we can talk to you about, like, putting it up somewhere for you.
Yes.
Because I've read it briefly, and it is worth it.
Maybe you could sprinkle little bits into the next couple.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can tell it like a story.
Yeah.
I'll do it like a story there. Yeah. Okay. So mission status active. Vessel 26874 BNPT craft. Mission brief.
BNP?
BNP. Yeah, it does say BNPT.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Unless it means BNP terminated.
Maybe.
Case, excellent
news, yeah. Mission brief. 65 million years has passed since early man coined the term the trumpening. Nuclear warheads crossed the skies, laying waste to early man and his so-called society. This mission is of special interest. While trolling through what the humans called the cloud, our kin discovered a haven of information regarding their species, known as the Natural History Cupboard. Known to us as the Sacred Listenings, was then we, the travellers, started to document species from across galaxies. We stumbled across a known site, ravaged even before the trumpeting, as Burnley. Not much was known about this place before the trumpeting. However, after it has become a place of galactic scientific interest, and thus the Burnley Natural Protection Trust was born. Listed below are a few of the marvels we have discovered. Many more are to yet be named. We have listed a brief of several interesting species to emerge from what was once a barren scape into a beautiful landscape full of dramatic natural stories. So we'll do the
first one.
We'll do the first species,
nice.
And then we'll leave you on a.
This is great, buddy.
I'm liking it so far. I have, like I say, I have had a brief read through, and it is pretty good. We'll do this species, and then next week carry on with the next species.
Yeah.
So, species profile: name the crevice martin.
Oh yeah.
A once small and humble bird, over the course of time, the crevice martin evolved from once known as the sand martin. Niche: the females are flightless and considerably larger than the males. They give birth to live young. The chicks, both male and female, can still fly up until sexual maturity, at which point the female loses its ability to fly after finding a suitable crevice in one of the many concrete structures that still stand. Upon finding a nest site, she will remain there until death, a constant cycle of feeding and breeding until the harsh winter causes her to enter a torpor-like state. The males haven't changed much at all. The main difference from the sand martin is they now have a larger crop to gather water for the female to regurgitate into her mouth. The males are workers, feeding the colonies of females. In doing so, being a social animal, once their chicks have fledged, they feed other females to ensure the species' survival.
That's amazing.
And then we go into the next species, which we'll leave you guys hanging for next week. It's another good one.
It is.
But that's our emails. Now, there is one other way that you can get in contact with us and support us and the work that we do here and keep us going. Essentially, keep the lights on in the studio, and that is, of course, Patreon. So we'll head over to pre-recorded Gareth and Erin now.
Every week, we like to give a little love back by shouting out the names of our wonderful Patreon supporters.
That's right. These are the cupboard dwellers who are kind enough to support us through a monetary contribution, for which we are eternally grateful.
And those people are, of course, Fogtober, Jen Greenhall, Connie P, Chelsea McKee, Nick to Nick,
Owen Cox,
and Matt Geddy.
Guys, your financial contributions are actively helping us out here in the Natural History Cupboard in a myriad of ways, including developing our new studio, planning excursions and being able to go out and film on location, considering technical upgrades and actually making the jump from a solely audio-based podcast to the now growing YouTube channel. And we really can't thank you enough for that.
Now, we appreciate all of our cupboard dwellers and the support you offer us through listening, liking, sharing, and subscribing. But if you feel we've earned it and you're considering joining our Patreon, there are 2 options through which you can do so.
That's the Nature Nerds and the Animal Ambassador tiers, which you can find on the Patreon website or links through our social media as well. And each one having different benefits for you to enjoy.
And now back to Gareth and Erin in the studio.
And that just about wraps it up for this week. So all that's left to say is actually a very heartfelt and genuine thank you and see you later to Drew.
No worries.
This is your signing off week, isn't it? Because the professor returns next week. And you've more than earned a break.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
The cupboard is just not big enough for all of us.
Yeah. To be honest, we've discussed this, and Gareth said that if Drew was still here when he gets back, he's going to beat him with a shovel.
Yeah, he did.
And we all fear for our lives when Gareth is in the building.
Yeah.
That's why whenever we're together, the 3 of us, we're always on the 2 of us are always on our best behaviour, aren't we? We fear repercussions.
Yes. Even though I said he's a prolific liar, when it's incitement of violence, I know he's telling the truth. That's the only time he never lies.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, our Gareth is an aggressive man. Yeah. No, seriously though, thank you.
That's
I am
right.
looking forward to seeing Gareth again, but thank you for stepping in, because it's been a long time since. Well, it's been a long time since it's just been me and you.
I don't think it's ever been me and you, actually, to be honest, before this stretch.
We have done one.
Have we done one?
I think we've done one.
Fair enough.
We might not have. You can at us.
Yeah.
We won't read it.
No.
No, correct us if we're wrong, but I do think we've done one before. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's always fun when it's the 2 of us. It's always great when the 3 of us together. I feel like
You've got the school teacher and school children, naughty children.
Yeah.
Dynamic is
Yeah,
ultimately what we've aimed for.
It's nice.
Not to Gareth's wishes.
No, much to Gareth's chagrin.
Yeah.
Frustration.
They derailed me again.
Some of the outtakes. If you get close up on his face and some of the outtakes. In fact, I think you did one. And there's an outtake. I won't go into detail just in case it gets released.
I do want to release it.
I think you should. But there's one bit where I think you derail him and I just flatline into laughter.
Yeah.
And like the look on his face is just because he's like he's such a happy chap. But but like there's like these like a split second of like rage because we've derailed him, and it kind of shows up on his face, and then it's gone. So you have to capture it, and you did it perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so funny. But yeah, this was to happen. Gareth was going off on paternity leave, and there was like a list of choices. He would have been the top one, and I think the last few weeks have proven why. It's been good fun.
Well, again, I'm off for a while probably, but I do intend to drop back in. I do have another feature potentially for this year that I would like to do. Spoilers, another bird. But yeah, it's good. It's been good. It's been 6 weeks, I think, I've been dropped back in.
I think it has been, yeah.
Yeah, which is my longest stint for sure on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, you'll get the professor back. Don't you worry. He'll be back.
Next week's intro is going to be me over there, and I'm going to deliberately cower, and he's going to be asking, "What are you doing?" It's an inside joke between me and Drew, and
if he's actually watched any of this.
I don't think he is. I think he's.
It's good for our view account, Gareth. He's Gary.
He's Gary. I'm going to call him that.
Gaz.
I can't remember calling him that.
He also hates Gaz.
Okay, Gaz. I can't remember this. I've got to remember this. No, I reckon he's probably wanted. Like he's probably scared of the damage that we've done to his product.
Probably. Yeah. And we have.
Yeah. But it's been good fun damaging it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you very much, Gareth. If you are listening, I look forward to seeing you next week and catching up with you properly. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for following along on yet another episode of the Natural History Cupboard, especially as it was such a good creature feature, and it ended in our first wrap. Do you know what? This is a throwback a little bit, but when we were first trying to get trying to grow numbers and we're trying to get like people to share us like on their social media.
Yeah.
I said that if we get to this number of listeners by this date, I will rap.
I don't remember you ever saying that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that kind of thing.
Okay.
But I said
Well, nor
I'd
am
do
I.
it. But yeah, you gave it to them for free because yeah. So
Damn it. Well, I can edit it out.
no, absolutely not. No, they deserve it for sticking with us that long.
Well, yeah, stick with me that one. Thank you.
Well, yeah. So yeah, thank you, thank me, thank you guys,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
we're off.
We're off.
See you next time here in the Natural History Cupboard. Goodbye, and one last time.
So I'm gonna finish it all off.
That'd be good.
Probably undermine the rap I did and the feature with an awful joke for you. Where do bad rainbows go?
Where did bad rainbows go?
Yeah.
Helheim.
To prism.
Oh,
It's a light symbol.
yeah. Oh God.
It's a light joke. It's a little light joke.
Very good.
Gives them time to refract.
Oh no.